16% of bosses have made a decision based on their horoscopes. True or false? The fuck are you people talking about? 16% of bosses have made a decision based on their horoscopes. True or false?
We think it's true.
You think it's true?
Oh, aye.
What do you think?
We think it's false.
I think it's possible, but unlikely.
Thanks for that, Lee. That's really cleared things up.
Really?
I can tell you that the answer is true.
Yay!
Britain's favourite noise.
Is it that honking noise that women's breasts make when you go out?
That last one was Jordan.
Is it a...
That's the biggest hit I've ever seen. OK, it's not that.
It might be.
It isn't. That's Britain's favourite noise.
How about...
What was that?
That's an albatross shitting on Bill Oddie.
You'd be delighted. Albatrosses are quite rare.
Yeah, great,
And he shat in my face.
Go on, what do you think favourite noise might be? Oh, that is... that you're so close with that.
Oh. Glug, 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 glug.
Exactly the right answer. Yes, Britain's favourite noise is the glug of wine as it pours into a wine glass. I think that statistic is skewed by the fact that the people most likely to stop and talk to a woman with a clipboard are winos. Next question. Thing most likely to make men cry.
Catching your knob and your zip.
I don't understand how anyone does that. Because normally when I do my trousers up, I've put my penis away. I've had the presence of mind to finish my urination and put the penis away and then do my trousers up. I don't shake it, then go, ah! Oh, I forgot to put my penis away.
No,
the thing is, though, it would be a miracle if I was in a toilet in the first place, if I was that bleeding stupid. I'd probably be standing in the food hall at Harrods pissing on some cheese.
Thing most likely to make men cry, Griff?
It's a little pony with a very long mane. Getting separated from its mothers and getting lost in the enchanted forest. And then, after a lot of adventures, finally finding its way back to its mother and the rest of the herd. Speaking for the older generation, I would have to say that it's accepting that your daughter's friends simply think of you as her dad.
So you're crying because you can't fuck your daughter's friends? High five, Bill Oddie. Come on. That is perhaps the most honest answer we've ever had on this show.
Great image, isn't it? Just so we go up to Bill Oddie and go, oh, you must be Joanne's dad.
Welcome to Springwatch. I've got some binoculars. I'm in a shed. My daughter's having a sleepover. Should be a hell of a show. OK, thing most likely to make men cry. It's something you do in the kitchen.
Oh, onions.
Onions is exactly the right answer, correct.
I think it's this great story that the NHS are going to offer dance lessons to fatties, basically, isn't it? They're going to help them with the obesity crisis. But the only way you're going to get fat people on the dance floor, I think, is by making the announcement, the buffet is now open. Just across the dance floor there. And it's another government gimmick, isn't it?
It must be awful to see and, like, hear, like, a fat person dance. I'm not being awful, but, you know, like the... well, that's the shoes on. You know, it's going to be a slow process.
I resent people talking about fatties like this. I belong to Overeaters Anonymous.
Really?
Yes, this is the truth. And it's very... A lot of you here are thin, so... But it is very, very sad because we all sit there and the women cry. And they go, no one loves me. And I always say, yes, your butcher loves you, your baker loves you. And one woman, I mean, last week, right before I came over here, she was saying things like, I went on an airplane, and she was sobbing. And she said, and they made me buy 2 seats. And she just cried. And then I said, yes, but now you can have 2 meals. And she perked up. If we want to be fat, God damn it, we can be fat. That's the way it goes.
So, David, do you dance?
No, I have a cousin.
You have a cousin?
Yeah. cousin.
Good answer.
I have a cousin, 279 pounds.
279 pounds.
Started ballroom dancing, Fred Astaire studio. Met this lovely woman. 5 months, lost 100 pounds, got syphilis, and died.
If that's not being made into a musical,
Yeah. Too come dancing too literally, I think, really.
OK, well, let's have a look and see whether fatty dance classes is one of the top 5 most talked about things this week.
Yes, it is. Oh, just crept.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Oh, just crept.
All right, that's
Sean, David, Aaron, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I imagine a lot of people quite upset about England losing the Ashes. Well, virtually losing the second test. And I think it's stupid, really, because what we invented the game, we should just change the rules to suit us. So, in that match, we should have said, yeah, we just made this new rule up. If we have tomato soup, lowest score wins. So just stuff like that. Just make up rules. If it's cloudy, oh, no, you can't lose on a cloudy day. Just anything. You've made the sport up, you can do what you want. You're not wearing the right pants. We win.
My dad tried to get me... He's always trying to get me sporting. He tried to get me interested in cricket, right? And I hate cricket. It's so boring. He told me that the Ashes, yeah, were Ellen Daniels from Neighbours, right?
Now, obviously, a spark of interest
And I was
there.
like, Ellen Daniels, you say? And I was hooked.
Joan, have you ever seen a cricket match?
I hate sports.
You hate sports?
I go to tennis matches, I don't even turn my head, you know. The ball doesn't come back, that idiot missed it. I mean, you know, just... I don't like sports. Yeah.
I don't like sport either.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Because you look like quite a sporty...
Yeah.
Have you not been... You work out, though, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
In indie clubs.
You a big cricket fan, David? You aware of cricket?
Not more baseball.
More baseball.
Have you heard of cricket?
Of course. He forgets I was in the Outback and I just was with all these crickets all over there.
Yeah.
You knew Fina, right?
Well, I didn't actually watch... I meant to watch it, but at the last minute, I fell pregnant. So it's been quite a few crazy weeks for me as well, so... turns out it was a scare. But no. What did she do? What did Fina do?
She stole all the food.
She stole all the food?
Yeah.
Really?
She ate a few crickets, too.
Did she?
Yeah.
People have to eat testicles, don't they?
No, it was an anus, wasn't it?
Matt ate an anus.
Someone had to eat an anus.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt
ate an anus.
Matt ate an anus?
Yes.
I see. I thought you said a marinated anus.
No.
For a second.
No. We had nothing to marinate there.
What, do you eat it like a hula hoop, like that?
On I'm a Celebrity, you claimed your maid's name was Vaginica Seaman. Is that true?
Yes.
Is she real?
She's real.
Are you sure she's
I'm
real?
positive she's as real as this set is real. Her mother, and this is the truth, her mother loved her body part so much, she said if she had a girl, she was going to name it Vaginica. Then, no, this is true, no bull. Then she married a guy named Harry Seaman.
Harry Seaman.
She became Vaginica Seaman.
What's her middle name?
I have no idea.
She hasn't got a middle name. Suppose she doesn't need one, really. Mostly when she tells her name, she's probably just wiping the drink they've just spat in her face. What's your name?
Let's get back to the Ashes. Should we have a look and see whether the Ashes is one of the most talked about things this week?
Talking about.
Oh, well. I've been talking about this royal editor of the News of the World, Dave.
Oh, yeah, they've been listening in to people's phone calls. Yes, I was listening to stuff.
But they've actually been tapping into the voicemail. That's how they do it. They hack into the voicemail and they put some sort of code in. If you were phoning up a royal like Prince Charles, you wouldn't leave like an important message on voice. If he doesn't answer, you're not going to leave. It's not going to happen, is it? You're not going to pick up any real news. It's not going to be like the Queen phoning Prince Charles and going, "Hello, Charles, Mum here. I think I'll abdicate. Give us a ring later on." You know, it's not going to happen, is it?
No, you text that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
The Queen doesn't use a phone. She does? She doesn't use... No, she hasn't. She has a big chain of butlers and they just whisper messages along. Go on for miles.
And let's see if it's up there. Yes, indeed it is. A News of the World journalist has admitted tapping royal phones. The journalist will soon be sending messages of his own to his cellmate in Morse code by clenching and unclenching his buttocks. Was that a dot or a dash? Please get out of my bin. Sean, over to you. What else have the nation been talking about this week?
The Pope went to Turkey, which sounds like the start of a joke, doesn't it? The Pope went to Turkey.
The Pope ate a turkey.
And he went to Turkey, and there was a lot of protests. I think the interesting about it was when he looked at his diary on the Monday, and he went, Turkey, Wednesday? Who put this in?
It is dangerous for him to go to Turkey, though, because it's a very sunny country, and popes can die in those Pope-mobiles if the Archbishop who's driving them doesn't crack the window when he...
Are you saying popes die in hot cars?
Yeah, popes die in hot Pope-mobiles. That's what happens.
That may be the most limiting safety campaign ever launched. If you can save just one life.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that the Pope isn't one of the most talked about things this week, but he did make an official visit to Turkey. The Pope, ever the diplomat, was very happy with the warm welcome he received. He said, at least I think it was a warm welcome, from what I could understand of their jibber-jabber language. Figures or buzzers, what else have people been talking about this week?
We think it's the fallout from this KGB poisoning. That still rumbles on. There seems to be 3 suspects. It's either Putin and the Kremlin, it's either enemies of Putin and the Kremlin, who are trying to discredit him, or it's a group of ex-KGB spies led by a guy called Igor the Poisoner.
The police said the death was suspicious.
Yeah.
I think they should upgrade it to fucking suspicious.
Is he having a traditional Russian burial where they put them in a little coffin inside a bigger coffin, inside a much bigger coffin?
I think you're fine, Dave. A traditional Russian burial, you have to dig your own grave.
Ah,
But don't blame me, blame Stalin.
No, on a serious note, we dated her because it was on the planes.
Yeah.
It was in a bag.
Yeah. Unless they put it in TK Maxx, you'll be fine.
They found it in a restaurant, they found it in 2 hotels.
On a humpback whale.
Humpback whale's got a 10-foot dick, hasn't it?
Sounds like the start of a song.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, the humpback whale's got a 10-foot cock, doo-dah, doo-dah. The humpback whale's got a 10-foot cock and it's so hard as a rock. That's
I think I've won money on you singing in the first 10 minutes.
You have gone quite a long way to kill him. It's a lot of effort, isn't it? To kill somebody by radiation. Why don't we just shoot him? No. No, we're going to kill him by radiation. I think maybe the KGB are having some kind of union issues with their snipers.
But the KGB, the interesting thing about this is the KGB aren't called the KGB anymore. They're called the FSB, which worries me because I think I bought a sofa from them. I don't want to sit on it.
Let's see if the Russian poisoning is up there. Yes, it is.
Jimmy, turtles can't jump. I just wanted to go back to a point you made. Turtles don't jump.
They do if you throw them on a trampoline. I think people have probably been talking about Madonna adopting a baby in Africa. She's adopted a baby, it's caused a lot of fuss. Well, he has kind of won the orphanage lottery, hasn't he? Imagine if they had a regular lottery in the orphanage, they had scratch cards. They went, oh, you're going to be saved by Madonna.
He should have been disqualified early because he wasn't an orphan. It was like an African orphan idol. She made it into the last 12. She went over for the final, which was this last week. It was some sort of contest, like a Bonnie Baby contest. Went to the local Woolworths in Malawi, had the pictures taken, all that. But he should have been disqualified because he's not an orphan. The kid's not an orphan.
It does seem weird that he's got a dad.
Yeah.
But he said in the press that the saddest thing about it is the fact that he's going to be in the papers every day, so that Madonna and Guy won't get the luxury that other adopted parents have, which is to tell him exactly what happened in their own time. But I can't help thinking from a very early age he's going to realise, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's going to get to like 10 or 11 and go, listen, something's not right here. Mum, Dad, 2 questions. 1, are you my real parents? And 2, how come there's no mirrors in this house?
I thought it was quite funny. She bought him a £5,000 rocking horse. I'd really like to see that comic relief appeal with it. Just £5,000 and get a rocking horse for a child in Africa.
The other thing she did was she decorated his room in a jungle style. It's true, that's of questionable taste, I think.
Why doesn't she just adopt, like, 60,000 orphan kids and then just total sellout wherever she goes?
That is thinking, Rich.
They don't know that American Pie is a
You're still angry about American Pie?
I was angry about it the first time I heard it. I need her to trot it out again 20 years later. All 73 verses. And I'll tell you something else. Snakes can't jump.
We
Madonna can't sing.
Madonna can't sing? Nicky, what do you think of Madonna? She's a bit high maintenance.
I like her, but to be honest, a whole week's news on her adopting the child. Oh. Who cares?
Hang on, you're on Big Brother.
So were you looking for more news about what was going on in Kazakhstan this week? I'm not getting to the bottom of this, just Madonna.
But you've managed to get more attention than Madonna in a very short space of time, so you're more fabulous.
Oh, thanks, George.
I thought, you know, her performance at Live 8 was when she was swearing. I thought, well, that's not a very good, you know, example to set to your kids, because she actually showed at Live 8, she went on stage and said, "Oh, you I think that's what she's going to be like on the school run." You lords!
She's the English lady now.
She's an English lady?
Yeah.
She's fooling no one.
To be fair, Jimmy, don't you claim to be Irish?
I don't claim, I try and hide it, mate.
How dare you?
Huh?
I'm Irish.
I'm about as Irish as you.
I'm more Irish than you'll ever be.
What?
Well, go on, then.
I will kind of go down about more shade of halatatu the love.
Pogue Mahone. OK, well, let's have a look and see if Madonna's adoption is one of the most talked about things this week.
I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here, started. And gripping stuff.
Do you know who they all are, though? I mean, I watched it
really,
last
don't
night.
care.
I'm still quite puzzled about who they are.
Yeah.
Having watched it.
It should be called I'm a Celebrity. No, honestly, I am. Yeah. I am, yeah, I've got an agent, haven't I?
Well, Jan Leeming's on. Do you know that?
No, the thing I like about Jan Leeming is that she's obviously full of all the time. She lied about her task and made it out to be a lot worse than it really was. But everybody believes her because she's a newsreader. Yeah, and that is the great newsreader's luxury. You can talk total and you go, oh, all right.
I don't even know if that's true.
I was actually asked to go on.
Were you?
I get asked every year and I'm that far away from Panto. It's good.
Go on, would you ever think about it?
I've thought about it, but in really vicious dreams. Just turn up the first night, eat every bit of rice in the camp, stand there looking menacing, and then set your own camp up 10 yards away going, "One of you will die tonight!"
He's a very strange-looking man. I saw a bit of it, that David Guest. He looks like a sort of Muppet with alopecia. Just, all the fur's just fallen off slowly, and it's just this weird blob thing.
It does look as if Paul Simon has melted.
He cries through his ears, I think.
Yeah, you know, one day, all the paper mache things you made at school and discarded will rise up with him and start an army.
You want to have a look at him?
He looks like his plastic surgery's been done specifically so he can appear in Aladdin, doesn't he? He's gone to plastic surgeon and said, "I want to work in Panto."
I like David Guest. I think
you like him?
He's great. I think he's great entertainment. Don't you agree with that?
Well, that's like... I mean, there's lots of great documentaries about Hitler.
Well, this man's nothing like Hitler. He's done nothing wrong. I vote for him. I want him on the Bush-Tucker trial. I'm obsessed with seeing him repeatedly on television. I like David Guest.
Is he very gay?
Is who very gay?
Is he very gay?
Well, Michael...
No, don't do that.
Well, in fairness, you are wearing a pink shirt and saying, "I love David Guest."
Mentioning my sexuality to Jimmy. Like Jimmy knows of my sexuality.
Jimmy knows.
He's definitely gay.
To get on this show, you have to have a medical with Jimmy. Yeah.
My wife is obviously squirming watching this.
Thinking, "Oh my God, I've married a gay." Well, let's have a look and see if it's there. What have the nation been talking about this week?
Saddam Hussein got found guilty this week. They said, "You must stand up for the verdict," and he wouldn't stand up. And so they got these two court officers to help him up, and he was picking one up, and he turned to him, and he said, "Get off me, don't make me bend, you ugly man." And I thought, nah, he's showing his true colours now. I liked him up to that, but that's just bloody rude. That. He said he didn't want to be hung, he wanted to be shot, like a soldier, didn't he? I think it's time we compromised. Do both. String him up by his feet, get him swinging like that. 3 shots a pound, come on.
Maybe that's why he looks so disappointed. Because he wanted to be shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't be hard. It's a bit like at Christmas if you want a bike and you get a jigsaw.
Yeah. You know they're going to kill him for bad things he did to lots of people. I had an idea that they should kill him the way... You know when they pulled down his statue and they dragged it slightly with cars and tanks and... You know what? You've seen the news. I think they should do the same with him and kill him in that way. You'll get lots of children, you know, to recreate that dragging down of the statue, and then put a bit of rope round him with tiny little cars, What are you looking like that for?
This is like watching the news, isn't it?
And then you just drag him out of the room and he'll kind of fall in half at one point, and then everyone can just jump on his head. But the thing I thought about him was that...
Hold on a sec, you can't just move straight off. What you're saying is they should push him over.
They should slowly...
I sentence you to death by pushing over.
In America, they don't have executions. This is totally Christian-driven, too, because in America, they don't have executions on Sundays or Mondays, because on Sundays, God don't want to see no new people on his day off. And then you don't want to have your people executing nobody on Monday because you just back to work. You should be ready to murder somebody by Wednesday, really.
He must have done some good for someone. Is it Mr. Hussein?
He must have done some good for someone.
Yeah, there must be some good things in Iraq.
He was very good to his mum.
Yeah. Did he kill her?
Did he kill her?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? He's not going to sue us. Yeah, Saddam Hussein killed his mum. Come get me. Good, well, shall we have a look and see if Saddam is one of the most talked about things this week? Of course he is. The most talked about thing this week. Saddam has been sentenced to death by hanging. He thought he found a loophole. No, Saddam, that's a noose. Sean, Louis and Reese, what have the nation been talking about this week?
4-year-old girl's depressed, she's a bit down. And she took her to the doctor and he said, yeah, she's depressed. Instead of, what he should have done, actually, when he went to her, he should have listened to all her symptoms. He should have gone, hold on a sec. Boom! Everything's been fine.
Apparently, the reason this girl is depressed is because she didn't get into the right primary school.
That was the end. Yeah, but the reason she didn't get in is because her parents didn't put the application in time. So the reason she's depressed is that her parents are a couple of basically, that's what it comes down to.
She tried to slit her wrist with stickle bricks.
There's a nice image, yeah. She put her head in the oven, but it's one of those little plastic ones, it's fine.
When I was 4, I used to get randy. I used to rub myself against a chair leg. Honestly, and my mum would go, stop that, it's naughty. And my dad said, don't tell him, don't stop, he's Welsh. He'd say, don't tell him to stop, because he may go funny in the head. And I think I did it till I was about 14. I would get on a chair leg and rub like that. On the chair leg and...
That's funny. I wonder how they spotted it. I mean, I don't know how they actually identified her depression. She's not listening to, you know, Leonard Cohen in a room. Just sort of sit up there smoking. I mean, there's...
I think she's up in her room listening to the Tweenies' very difficult second album.
Yeah.
Let's have a look and see whether this 4-year-old depressed girl is one of the most talked about things of the week.
Oh, it is. That's not good. A bit more revelations in the McCartney divorce proceedings. All that business rumbles on, doesn't it?
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be the fella that introduced them.
All right. I introduced Heather Mills to Paul McCartney.
Why?
Exactly. That's exactly what he's asking. Don't you think she's awful, Heather Mills? Now, I used to quite stick up for her, but it's awful, isn't it? Yeah. He's Paul McCartney. You know, he wrote yesterday. She's Heather Mills.
And today, and he'll probably write tomorrow. He's a relentless worker.
I think the obvious thing, though, is that mostly when you meet a very beautiful woman, you assume there's a catch. There must be a catch. It can't be this good. And he thought the catch was the leg. Oh, it wasn't. But she's incredibly unpopular for someone with one leg. It's like Blunkett, isn't it? He's blind. Do you think people like him? Everyone thinks he's a I mean, you don't like her, do you?
I used to stand up for her. People would say, why? And now you think, why?
Well, because she couldn't stand up herself, right?
But when you think about it, she hasn't really done anything. What people forget...
We're all greedy.
She's greedy.
She had to hump that old man. He smells like dust.
Right? This would never have happened to the Stones. None of the Stones would have ever married a one-legged nutter.
The one thing he said was, she threw a bottle of ketchup at him.
Right.
And he's still not got it out of his hair, has he?
But the thing is that I like the way even celebrities can't have an argument without doing some product placement. You know, it's like, oh, he threw some Heinz ketchup at me, and then he put some Marmite bottles in a sock and hit me over the head, and tried to choke me with Jaffa cakes and sprayed Jif in my eyes.
I mean, someone said the other day, who gets the leg? Because...
No, more importantly, who gets a disabled parking voucher?
Well...
That's worth 10 million.
Draw a poll in here. Who's with Heather?
Right, OK. Well, let's have a look and see whether Paul McCartney is up there. Yes, the McCartney divorce is getting increasingly bitter. Heather Mills has denied she's a fantasist in a statement released by her lawyer, Rumpole of the Bailey. Right, Sean, Kirsty and Scott, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I think they've been talking about John Reid's come out tough again. He's tough on... Now he's tough on immigration. He's going to restrict the amount of Romanians and Bulgarians that can come here to work. Basically, loads of Polish people came over here 2 or 3 years ago and are doing, doing all the jobs like cleaning and building.
They're giving British labourers a bad name, aren't they? Because they're efficient, on time, cheap, polite. It's a disgrace. They should all be sent home. It's disgusting.
They can have a £1,000 fine, aren't they, for any Bulgarians caught working? Well, all they have to do is put on a posh accent, don't they? They learn to speak very posh English. You say, are you Bulgarian? Of course I'm not. Don't be so ridiculous, man.
How do you think I got this job?
I don't know about you. I only employ Eastern Europeans if I can possibly do so, because they just do the job and work hard.
Do you run a brothel?
Yeah.
I agree.
Shall we have a look and see if this is one of the most talked about things of the week?
Hey!